Are you ready to transform your Moodle site into a stunning, personalized learning platform? In this course, I will show you how to download a free Moodle theme that will enhance both the aesthetics and the functionality of your site. You'll discover how to find the perfect theme, ensure compatibility, responsiveness, and ongoing support, key factors for smooth user experience. Once you have selected your theme, I'll walk you through a simple step-by-step guide to installing it on your Moodle site. After installation, I'll guide you through activating your new theme to apply it seamlessly across your Moodle platform. Next, I'll take a tour of the theme settings, exploring all the powerful customization options available to tailor your site exactly the way you want it. Want to personalize your look and feel of your site? From changing background colors to customizing the login form position. I'll show you how to modify the general theme settings to reflect your brand's unique style. Take full control of your front page. I'll show you how to change the navbar color and your logo, adjust the layout, and even personalize your front page title. Want to add an About Us or contact page? I'll teach you how to create and link informational pages with ease, making navigation simple and intuitive. Make your site visually engaging by customizing sliders. You learn how to add images, captions, and buttons, plus adjust the slider opacity and height to suit your design. Enhance your site's functionality with customized blocks. From testimonials to blog posts, we'll show you how to adjust block settings for a cohesive layout. Personalize the footer section by adding logos, changing background colors, and customizing other blocks for improved branding and user experience. Want to organize your courses more efficiently? Learn how to create categories, apply best practices for naming and structure your course for seamless navigation. I'll guide you through modifying course default settings, setting up course formats, and even creating empty course shells to jumpstart your content creation. Want to modify available courses? Block? I'll show you how to adjust the design, add shadows, customize headers for an enhanced visual presentation. Join us today and take your Moodle site to the next level. Whether you are a beginner or experienced user, this course will help you master theme customization, design your site, and create a user-friendly learning environment. Enroll now. Transform your Moodle experience. Our first step is to install a theme. So let's go to moodle.org. So in your search bar, type in Moodle. And then it's usually the first link, https moodle.org. Click on the link. On the home page, click on plugins. And then from here, click on plugin category and then select themes. Here you'll see all the latest themes for your Moodle installation. And for this tutorial, we'll go with the Almondb theme. Okay, so I'll right click and open this, and you'll see it's currently on Moodle 4.3, but if you go to the versions tab, you'll see it's on Moodle 4.5. So make sure that your Moodle site corresponds to the plugin that you're downloading, and you can check that by clicking on Site Administration, Notifications, and then scroll down to the bottom, and here you'll see your latest release of Moodle or your Moodle installation version. Okay, so I'm on the correct version. I'll download this one. It will download to my downloads folder. I'll click open. So I'll go to my downloads folder, and here you'll see the plugin. I'll then go back to my Moodle site. I can close this. I'll go to Site Administration, Plugins, and then Install Plugins. I'll then upload the plugin that I've just downloaded. So I'll click on the Almond theme. I'll click on open, and then I'll click on upload this file. I'll then click on install plugin from the zip file. On this window, you need to scroll down and make sure that your server environment meets all the minimum requirements. If there are error messages, you need to fix those error messages. I'll click on continue. And then I'll click on upgrade Moodle database now. You'll see that it will install the Almond theme. Click on upgrade. And then I'll click on continue. Okay, so now our theme is installed and it asks us to make some modifications to the theme. I'll leave this for now. So I'll scroll down to the bottom and I'll click on Save Changes. Again, it asks me to modify certain settings, but I'll leave that for now and I'll just click on Save Changes. Okay, so at this stage we can put our site in maintenance mode. So if you want to put your site in maintenance mode, click on Site Administration and then click on Server and then click on Maintenance Mode and then enable Maintenance Mode. You can add a message here, but it will add a default message showing users that they can't log in now and that you're busy upgrading your system. I'll click on Save. So if you log out now, you'll see that your site is in maintenance mode. If you want to log in, you as an admin, you just next to your URL, / and then login, press enter, and then you'll log in as an admin. Okay. From here, you can just log in and it will take you to your dashboard. Now that we've installed the theme, our next step will be to customize the theme. So let's click on Site Administration, Appearance, and then Themes. Here you'll see my current theme. So you'll see the current theme. And then you have two additional themes, the one that we've just installed, and then the classic one. If you want to activate the theme, you need to click on Select Theme, and it will activate this theme. But for now, we'll not activate it yet. We'll first modify the theme and then we'll activate it. Okay. So I'll click on the gear icon here and this will take me to the settings where I can modify the settings of the theme. You'll see there are different tabs here. We have a general tab, advanced tab, theme settings, the front page, info pages, the slider, and then block. Okay. Under the general tab, here we can add presets. So if we have a preset theme that we want to add here, or we can select the plain CSS. So this is the custom CSS, the custom code. We can select that, or we can upload a preset. Okay. Then we can add a background image. So if we have a background image and we want to display it on our website, we can add it here. Okay. And I'll show you now to do that. And then we can have a login page background image, which we can also upload. Then for our brand color, it's currently empty, but we can specify our brand color. You'll see if you hover over the colors, these blocks changes. Okay. And it also accepts hex codes for your branding. More on that later. Then under the advanced settings, you'll see you can modify the CSS or the cascading style sheets, which will, let's say I want to make this green. I can change it here. Or let's say I want to make this a button or a hover effect. I can change it here with my CSS. Then under theme settings, I can change the back color, which is currently empty. And then I can select the login form position. Okay, so this is when users log in. Where should it be? Should the login form be in the center, to the right, or to the left? And here you can specify either the center, and then the login screen will be in the center here. To the left, it will be to the left, and to the right, it will be to the right. More on that later. Then the dashboard footer. Do you want to show the social media icons, or do you want to show the front page footer or the Moodle footer? Okay, and here we can specify what we want to show on the dashboard footer. Then for our front page, we can specify the front page nav bar, which is usually this bar here. Should it be number 1, number 2, number 3? There are 3 different options, and we'll play more with this when we come to this tab. Then container add. So this will basically be, if I select this, it will add a container here, just below the nav bar, and you can display your menu items there. Okay. Then select the nav bar icon. Should it be a logo or should it be a compact logo? And then you can also specify the color of the nav bar, the back color. Then the front page, light or dark. Should it be light or should it be dark? And then these are the default menu items which will display in your nav bar. Okay. Here you'll see all courses, course search, and then you have these icons. Okay. Then you can add your contact details. You can add a front page choice. There are 1 option. So let's leave it on 1, and then you can specify the color ranges. Okay. If you want to stick with the default, it will be the default. This correlates to, it says here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you'll see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. You can also specify a front page color by providing the hex code. Once you're done, you can click on Save. The next one is the info pages. Do you want info pages? Meaning, do you want extra pages? An About Us page, Contact Us page. So these are all the additional pages that you can set. More on that later. Then the slider. On the front page is usually a slider, and you can specify here slider design. There are 4 designs, which we will play with later on. You can select it here. You can disable or enable the slider. It's up to you. Then the slider count, meaning how many slides do you want to see. Currently it's set to 4. You can specify 6, 1, 2, or 3. And then the slideshow height, you can specify here. Then should there be opacity on the images that you're using. And then you can upload your slider images here. So this is for slide 1. You can add a title. You can also add a caption for your slide 1. You can add a button, and then the button link you can add. Then for slide 2 the same. Slide 3 the same. Slide 4 the same. Remember, we've only selected 4. If we've selected 6, it will show you 6 options to add. Scroll down to the bottom. You can click Save, and it will save those changes. And then our next button is our block button. So under our block button here, you'll see the block 1 title box. And I'll show you this, what it looks like. So all these blocks you can change. There's the block icon box, the block features block. And then if we scroll down, you'll see all the blocks that we can change. Okay, more on that later. Now, before we start making changes, okay, I want to enable this theme. So I'll go to Site Administration. I'll leave this. I'll then go to Appearance, and then go to Themes, and then I'll enable or select this theme. Once the theme is selected, you'll see this becomes my current theme. If I go to Home now, you'll see I have a completely different look. Okay. So now let's go and start changing the look and the feel of our site. Now you'll see there's no site administration button whatsoever. Okay. To go to your site administration, you click on Moodle description, and it will take you to your dashboard. Then you go to site administration, scroll down to where you see appearance, and then you'll go to themes. you'll see there's my current theme, and I'll click on the gear icon to access my theme, and I'm back here on my theme settings. Okay. Under the General tab, we'll leave the presets, the theme presets, but we'll add a background image. Okay. So I'll go to my website. So this is my current website, and I'll grab an image from here, or I can download an image from Pixabay. So I'll type in free images. So I'll usually use Pixabay, and I'll type in here. So let's say we type in learning, press enter. And then I'm looking for an image that I can use. So let's say I want to use this image, or usually I don't use images with text. So let's use this image here. Okay. So I'll right click, I'll open this, and I'll download this. So I'll download it 1920 to 132. So I'll click on that, and I'll click on download, and it will download to my downloads folder. I'll go back to my site. Then under background image, I'll click on the plus to add the image, and then I'll click on choose file, and then I'll make sure I upload that particular image. You'll see that it's only 446 KB, which is very small in file size. I'll click on open, and then I'll click on upload. Now this becomes my background image. If I should save this now and click on my home page, you'll see immediately it takes effect. So there's my image. So where there's spaces, it will show the image. Okay. If we want to remove that image, you click on site administration again. You go to your appearance and then theme settings, and then click on the gear icon, and then under my general settings, I can just remove the image there. Okay, I can remove it completely. So now you know how to add a background image and how to remove it. So I'll click on that, and then I'll click on delete. Asks me if I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure, and I'll remove that. Now for the login page background, let's add a background here. I'll click on plus, I'll click on choose, I'll select the same image, I'll click on upload this file, and then I'll click on save. Now, remember we've removed the background, so I'll click on home. So now when you scroll down, you'll see the background image removed. But now when I log out, so let's log back in. You'll see there's my background image. Okay. And you'll see that this is in the center. So it will make more sense to put it either on the right or on the left. Okay. So that's that. So I'll just log in again. Okay, so let's go to site administration, appearance, themes, and then select my gear icon. Okay, we're back on the general settings. So I'll leave my login background image there. And now I can choose a brand color. Okay, so for my brand color, I'll use one of these colors of mine. Okay, now if you're unsure what the hex codes are, you can just go to color, image color picker. Okay, so it's imagecolorpicker.com. Then what I usually do is I have a snippet tool. So you can either use Windows snippet tool. So you can go to your start menu and just type in snippet. So there's your snippet tool. It will open. Click on new. And then just select the area or the color that you want to choose. So let's say I want to use this color here. Okay, so let's got it. I'll then save this. Okay, so I'll save this. I'll click on save. In my downloads folder, I'll leave it on its default name. I'll close this. Then I'll go to the imagecolorpicker.com. I'll then use my image. I'll upload that particular image. Open. It will then show me if I hover over it and click on it, it will show me the hex codes. Okay. I'll then click on that hex code. I'll go back to my site and then paste it in here. Okay, and once you're done, you click on Save Changes, and that will change your brand color. So now for the Advanced tab, currently we'll leave it on its default, so we'll leave it empty, and we'll get back to this later on. Let's click on the Theme Settings. Okay, so now the back color. Remember, we've added an image. If you don't want an image, you can use a background color. So let's say we use the same background color as our brand color. If I click on Save Now, and if I refresh this page now, you'll see that my background color becomes my brand color. Okay, it just doesn't look that great, so I'll remove that. So under the theme settings, I'll remove that and I'll leave it on its default. Okay, so now our login form, remember it was in the center and I want it on your right, or on my right. Okay, I'll leave it on dashboard, footer, social media. I'll click on Save Changes here. You'll see what happens. Okay, so I'll just refresh this here and it goes back. I'll then close this. I'll then log out here just to show you what the login page looks like now. So I'll go to login. You'll see immediately it's on my right and you'll see your background image. Okay, so now let's log in. I'll just log in here with my login details. I'm back on my dashboard. I'll go to Site Administration. I'll just open a new tab just to see the effects of the changes. I'll go to Themes and then go to my gear icon. Okay, so we're on Theme Settings and we've said that we're going to leave the dashboard. Remember, the dashboard footer is the social media icons here. But if I should select, let's say, Moodle footer and click on Save, you'll see that if I go back to my site now, if I scroll down right to the bottom, you'll see that my social media icons is just below my footer here. Okay, so if I select, let's say if I select Theme Settings, my front page footer, Save. Remember, this is your dashboard. Okay, so we need to go to our dashboard. So if I go to my dashboard here, if I scroll down, you'll see there's my footer. If I should change it to just the Moodle footer, Save. If I refresh this now, if I scroll down now, you'll see there's no footer here. Okay. And then if I go and change it back to social media footer, I'll save this. I'll go back to my dashboard, refresh. You'll see there's the social media icons. Okay, so that changes the look and the feel of your dashboard, and you can play with that. Now let's go to the front page. Okay, in the front page we have two menu items here. So if I click on front page headers, header choice, you'll see that I have 1, 2, 3 choices. So my first choice is, let's go to my home page. So there's my header. This is my header section. So if I should change this to number 2 and save it. If I go back to my home page and refresh it now, you'll see that I have a top navbar here, and then this little just above the navbar, and these are my items, my default items. You'll see these were before we implemented the settings. So let's just go to the front page, 1, and save it. You'll see the difference. I'll just take a look at these menu items and refresh. So you'll see the menu items. These are the menu items, and now we have the slider on top. If I change it to 2, the menu items, the navbar here shifts up and the slider is just below the menu items. Okay, that's 2. If I go with 3, and I'll save it. If I click on refresh now, you'll see that it completely shifts this up, but now I have a top navbar here with contact details as well as my site's name and then my menu items, and here I can log in and log out. Okay, and now my slider becomes the third section here. So the first section, the second section, and then the third one here. Okay, so I'll go with number 1. So I'll stick with number 1. Now I'll stick with number 2, sorry. Stick with number 2. And then if I want to add a container add, so let's select that and save. And let's look at that. Okay, so now remember I've selected option 2, which is my navbar here. And then just above my navbar I have this blue line running through. I like that. So now you'll see that it becomes more compressed. So if I select this option here, container add, okay, you'll see that if I uncheck that, just look at the difference. So if I refresh this, now it becomes a full page setting. But if I select that container and save it, it becomes more compressed. So it's more in the center here, which I like. Okay. Yeah. Okay, great. So now let's go back. We're on the front page. Under front page header choice. So we've selected 2 and then container add. Then we can select the logo here. Yes, I'll leave it on logo, or you can select compact logo. Okay, the difference is the size of the logo. Now we can have a color change in our navbar back color. Remember, it's currently this grayish color, or let's change it to our brand color. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go to my color picker again and I'll copy that color. I'll go here and I'll paste it in here, and then I'll click on save. I'll go back to my site, I'll refresh this, and now you'll see that it changes to my color there. So now immediately when you change this, you need to decide to change this as well. Okay, so that will become more white color just to stand out, because now you can't see it. Okay, maybe we should change it to this color here, but that wouldn't make sense because we already have the bar running through here. But I'll show you how to change this later on. Okay, so I'll go back front page and I'll remove this color, but I can also go to my website and change it to a different color, maybe the green here. Okay, so I can go to my color picker and pick that type color and then change it, but it's all up to you. So you can change it to your liking. Okay, I can also select the color from here. So let's say I like that bluish color there. I can select it and it will change the hex code. I can then click on save, and then I can go to my site and just refresh it and it will change to that particular color. Okay. Nice. Okay, so I'll leave it on that front page header choice. So we've changed that color. Now I can specify, should the front page be light or dark? It's currently on light. If I change it to dark and click on save, and then you'll see it changes it brings out the white, so it becomes darker against the light background. Okay, so now maybe we can change back. So let's change back and see what happens. I'll change this to my brand color and save, and then refresh this. Okay, nice. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so now we have the white text on the darker background. Okay, I like it. Let's go back, front page, Then front page header, we changed that. Now you'll see that here we have courses and then all courses, and then we have a lot of options here. It's basically the default here that we have. And what is this? We have, it's these options here. There you see courses, smooth, teachers, block, documentation. And here you'll see courses, smooth. There's teachers, there's block, and there's documentation. Now, if you remove this, okay, so if you remove this and you want to add your own menu items here, so let me show you how this is done. So let's say I want to add a menu item that takes users to the dashboard. So I can then type in here dashboard, okay. Then you'll see here you have some, it guides you what you should do. So there's a dash before this, and then you add your title, or you can leave the dash out if it's not a sub menu. So you start with your main item, and then under your main item you'll have the other items, okay. But if you only want this item here, you add shift and then the vertical line, okay. So it's shift in a vertical line, and then you can add the URL to your dashboard. So let's copy the dashboard URL. So that's my dashboard URL. I'll just copy that and I'll paste it here. Okay, now see what happens if I save this now. Let's close one of this. Okay, I'll just go to my homepage. Okay, so there you'll see it's dashboard. If I click on dashboard, it will take me to my dashboard. And that's basically it. If you want to take users to, let's say, their grades, okay, so this is my grades. I'll copy that link, go to home again. So let's say I want to take users to my grades. I'll go to my custom menus, and then I'll add another menu. So let's say I'll name this grades, okay, and then a vertical line again, and then I'll paste that URL of my grades. I'll then click on save. If I refresh this now, it will show me my grades, and if I click on grades, it will take me to my grades, particular grades. And this is how you can create custom menus that will display in this nav bar. By going to your front page header choice, scroll down and add those to the nav bar. So any one. So what if I want a drop down from grades? So let's use a different one. Okay, so let's use a different one. So let's say I want my reports, and then I want them to go to grades. Okay, so I'll type reports and then grades. Okay, so let's go to my menu again. So in front of grades, I'll just type in reports, okay, and then I'll just move grades to the second line and then use a dash for the grades, okay. So I'll have a report menu, and then under the report menu I'll have the grades. So let's save it now. I'll go back, refresh, and now immediately you'll see there's an arrow pointing down. You can click on the arrow, and now it shows grades. And now if you click on that, let's open it in a new tab, it will take you to your grades. And you can do that with everything. So once we've created, let's say, extra pages, you can have a link here called, let's say, extra pages or whatever you want to call it. And then you can have a drop-down list with all the pages. Okay. So, and that you specify in the front page header section. Okay. You can just add your links and then you save it. You can add a telephone number or contact number. So here you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you'll have it, contact details. You'll save it. And once you save it, your contact details, if you select a different menu, a nav bar. Remember, we've opted for the second one. If I should select, let's go to my theme settings, okay, front page, sorry, and then Remember, I've selected 2. If I select number 3 and save it, if I refresh it now, you'll see there's my 12345 telephone number or contact number. Okay, but it adds this bar here also. Okay, so we've selected the second option here, so I'll leave it on the second option. That's that for this section. Remember, this is only the front page header choice. So let's move on to the front page choice. Okay, so here you can select the front page. This is on its default, so there's nothing to select. Then you can select a front page color default. It's currently on 1. Remember this bluish color that you see? So it's this bluish color here, and that there. If I should change this to my brand, let's copy the brand color there. If I should change this to there, paste it in there and save it. Immediately when I refresh this, you'll see it change. Everything changes to my brand color. Okay, my navbar, this little section here, my buttons, the colors of my buttons, these icons changes to my brand color. Everything changes to my brand color. So you need to decide beforehand what you want the color to be under the front page choice. Either go with these 6 colors, or you can select a color by pasting the X code here. If I remove this and select the orange here, so I'll select 2 and save it, you'll see that the orange immediately changes. My website changes to the orange. Okay, so everything becomes orange. It's just not really great on the eye, but let's change that back. So it's front page. So I'll use my brand color here. I'll save it. Okay, so now we're done with the front page. Okay, so both these. If we go to our website now, our front page, there you'll see. Nice. Okay, I like it. You will have noticed by now that we've only touched on the look of our Moodle site. Okay, so let's go back. You'll see that we've done the general settings, the advanced settings, the theme settings, as well as the front page. But there's still one thing left. You'll see when we go back to our home page, it still says Moodle description. So let's change this to our site's name. So to change this, we go to site administration and then we go to general. We'll scroll down to where it says site home and we'll click on site home settings. And you'll see there Moodle description and on our home page it says Moodle description. Okay, so let's change that. So my site's name is and I'll just copy that and you can provide a description here. I'll just paste my site's name there. And now we can specify what should be displayed on my site's homepage. Currently it's set to list of courses, but I'd like to show the list of categories and then the list of courses. When the users are logged in, all I want them to see is the list of courses. Okay, and we can go through the settings later on. When I'm done, I'll click on Save Changes. And when I refresh this now, you'll see that it changes to my site's name. Okay, and later on we can add a logo. Let's go back to our site administration and then to appearance and then to themes. And then we select our current theme settings. Okay, we're back here. So let's go. I'll skip the info pages for now. I'll come back to this. Let's go to our slider. Okay, so for our slider section is this section here. And here you'll see there are little bars here at the bottom of the button. And this indicates how many slides there are. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I skip this 1, So that's the last one, first one, second one, third one, and then the last one. Okay, so that indicates how many slides you have. If you want to change this, we'll go back. You'll see there under the slider tab, you can click on homepage slider, and here are settings that we can change. So here you'll see the slider design. You can set it either to 1, 2, 3 or 4. So it's currently on 1, and this is what 1 looks like. So let's change it to 2. I'll select 2. I'll click on save, and then I'll refresh here. So here not much has changed. Only I think it's the size here. So let's go through it. Yeah, not much, but it's a darker look. I don't know if you've noticed that it's a darker look. Let's go back. So now let's choose 3. I'll save it. I'll go back and I'll refresh. Now you'll see it's a lighter look. It's a more crisp look. Okay, and we can go through it, and the button is also removed. Okay, let's go back. Slider, homepage, let's choose 4, and I'll save it. I'll go back to my homepage, and now you see it's darker, but yeah, I can select colors now, or I can select the different slides. Okay, at the side here, and my button is still here. Okay, let's go back to slider, and I'll choose number 2. I'll save it. I'll go back and I'll refresh. Okay, so now I have my button here. I have my little bars here at the bottom, which indicates the slides, and here I have at the end I can choose to slide manually. Okay, that's fine for me. Now, if I go to my slider again, you'll see there's slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, and slide 4. If I click on slide 1, you'll see it opens, and then I can add my own images here. So we can find some images on the internet or on Canva, whatever you choose. So let's go with our free images. So I'll just type in here free images, press enter, and then I'll go with Pixabay. I'll type in here online learning, and then I'll start choosing images. Okay, so let's go with this image here. So I'll click on it. I'll then download the image. So I'll choose 192. I'll download it. Okay, that's image 1. Close this. Let's go back. Let's go with this one as well. I'll make it the same size. I'll close, go back. Our third image, let's use this one here. And then our last image. Let's go with this one here. Okay, I'll download this. Okay, so let's upload our images. We're on slide 1. I'll click on plus. I'll click on choose file. I'll make sure that I'm on my downloads folder. So I'll go to my downloads folder. I'll just make sure that I can see which image I want to add. So I'll go with my first image there. I'll open it and I'll upload it. I can then provide a title. So I can type in here a title. So that will become my title 1. Then I can have a caption. This will be my caption 1. And then I can have a button. So this will be my button 1. And where should my button take me? Okay, I can specify here where my button should take me. Okay, I'll leave it currently blank. Then I'll go to slide 2. The same here, I'll add my image. Choose. I'll select my second image. I'll upload it. This will be my title 2, and then my caption 2, and then my button 2. Okay, I'll leave it on its default, and then I'll go with slide 3. I'll upload my image, choose, and then my third image there. I'll upload that. Scroll down, this will be my title 1, my title 3, my caption 3, and this will be my button 3, and then my final one. Let's upload that image. Let's scroll down, let's choose this image again, upload it, and then this is my title 4, my caption 4, and then my button 4. Okay, when I'm done, I'll click on save, and then I'll click on refresh. So there you see my title 1, my caption 1, my button 1. If I click on next, let's just go to the second one, title 2, caption, oops, caption is spelled wrong, button 2, then 3, and then 4. Okay, so let's just make the corrections first. So I see the title caption is spelled correct there. Second one, there we go. And the third one, and then the last one. Okay, I refresh it now, you'll see title 1, title 2, caption 2, caption 3, title 4, and caption 4, and there's my button. Okay, nice. So that's my slider area. Okay, and if I want to go to my slider area, just click on slider and then homepage slider, and you can specify then which slider you want to use. Now we can also set the slider count. So if I don't want 4 slides, I can choose here that from a drop down list. I can either increase it to 6 or 5, or I can decrease it to either 1 or 2. Okay, it's up to you. Then I can also change the height. So it's currently on 550. So it's from here to here, 550. I can increase it to 600. Save it. And when I refresh now, you'll see that it increased the size here. So let's, definitely increase the size. Okay. So now our slide is done. Okay, there's no other settings here that we can change. We can change the opacity. So if we change the opacity here by enabling the opacity and save it, you'll see what happens now is not really much, but the title becomes a bit brighter. Okay, so let's leave it for now. You can play with the settings, it's up to you. Now we go to our blocks. So our final one is our blocks, and then we come back to our info pages. So let's click on blocks, and then now our blocks, we've done this. We'll start here with our blocks. So these are our blocks. This is the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and then our footer. So if you count here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then our footer. There's also our brands. Okay, so it's 13. 14 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, with our footer. Okay, so let's go to our title block. Now remember, it says here featured premium themes. So there we go. If you look at that, what it says, featured premium themes. Okay, and then the title there. Okay, so I'll grab something from my website. So I'll go to my website. And then on my website, I'll grab something here. Okay, so I'll grab this here. I'll just copy this, go back to my title here. So I'll just type in here. Remember, if you want to change this, you can go to View, Source Code, and then you'll see that if you want to keep it white, it's currently white. If you don't want to keep it white, you can just copy your stuff over here. But I suggest, since we're using a darker color here, let's leave it on white. So what happens if I want to use a different color? I'll just specify it here. So, removing white and just typing your color in there. Okay, but I'll leave it on white. So I'll just copy this area here and I'll paste my text from my website, and I know that it will stay white. And here I will just type in About Us. Okay, I'll save this. It will replace the old text. If I scroll down now, I'll click on Save. If I refresh this, you'll see it becomes About Us, and then the text that I've grabbed from my website there. Okay. What else can I do with the title block? I can also change the background color here of the block. Remember, we've changed it to my brand color. So if I should choose a color here, let's choose blue, that hex code. If I save it now, and if I refresh it, you'll see it becomes that blue. Okay, so you can change it there as well. So block, title block, I'll remove that since I want to keep it on my brand color. Okay, I'll leave that as is. Now the button is the button there. Okay, so it's kind of a call to action. But since I have a button here, I'll remove this button here. So I'll just go back and just remove this here. If I remove it and click on Save Changes and refresh here, you'll see that the button disappears and now my text becomes one long sentence. Okay. So I can add more text here just to make it better on the eye. So I'll just go to my block, go to my title block, and then just add some text. View, source code, and then just next to growth, I'll just add more text. Okay, save it. So there we go. Okay, so from here I'll just add a break and I'll save it. I'll refresh, and now you see there's my second sentence. I can even add more text, but leave it for now. Okay, so that's my About Us section. So now this is our first section, this is our second section. Now let's go back, block. Our second section will be our icon block. You'll see we can choose either to enable the block, if we should disable this block by unchecking this. If I click on Save Now, you'll see it's this area here. If I refresh, you'll see it disappears. Okay, but I want that section there. So to enable it, you'll just check this box here to enable it. Now I can choose to either go with 2 or 3. So this is the block count. Okay, if you only want to go with 2, you select 2, you click on Save. Remember, it's currently 3. If I refresh now, you'll see it's only 2. Now what I want to do here is I want my mission and my vision statement to be there. Okay, so this will be my mission, vision. Okay, so let's go back. So there's my mission statement. I'll copy that. Go to my block, my icon block. So there I can add an image, and then I can add the title. So this will be my mission. And there's my text. So I'll add my text here. So I'll just go to View, Source Code, and I'll just paste it between the tags. Now you can also just paste it here. So just grab the text, Control and V on your keyboard, and paste the text that you want to add. Okay. For the button, you can type the button name. So you can specify where this button should take you. My mission statement. So it should be on the button, and then where the button should take you, okay, to your mission statement. You can also specify a favicon, we call it. It's like a little icon. So if you want a different icon, so you can specify the icon. So let's say this should be your task, far task, okay, and we'll check out now how this looks. Now for this, I'll only grab a similar image that I've downloaded from the internet for my slider, so I'll use that image. And then for my second one, I'll use, let's say, level up. I'll use the second image there, and this will become my vision. Okay, and then I'll grab my vision statement. Just copy and paste it there. Okay, and then this will become my vision statement, and I'll leave it there. I'll click on save, and now I'll refresh, and you'll see there's my mission and there's my vision statement. Okay, and there's my button, which will take me to my vision statement or wherever you want to take it to. And there's my mission, there's my mission statement, my button, and I can click on that and it will take me to my mission statement. Okay, so there's my two images. First section, second section, now my third section. We'll skip this for now since we don't have any categories, and we'll create categories later on. And I'll show you how to add this or how to modify this. The same for my latest projects or my courses. We don't have any courses yet, but as soon as we add some courses, we can modify these blocks. Now we'll go to this one here. We are Themes Almond. Okay, so let's go back to our blocks. Then who we are. So I think let's just go back. So we're on the first section, second, third, fourth. It's our fifth section. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the section here. It says why choose us. No, it's that one there. So it's basically features. Yep. So it's under features, and this is the one that we're going to change now. So it's this one here. Okay. I'll go back to my website, and for this I'll go to my about page, and in my about page I have these little icons on my about page, and I'll just grab them and copy and paste them there. Okay, so I'll grab the first one which says seamless installations. I'll go back. So now I'll just type in here. It says here on my website our features. So I'll just our features. Okay, I'll leave the icons as is, but you know you can select different icons here. Okay, now let's start at the top. We can either enable or disable it. We can select the block region, and I'll change it now to show you how it looks like, what it looks like, and then we can take it from there. So the first one will be seamless installations, and I'll leave the text there. Okay, the second one will be ongoing support, so I'll select that. I'll go to my second one, and then for the first one you can have your title, you can have an icon, title, you can have a caption, as well as a link to that particular feature. Okay, then our second one, you'll see this icons too. So this is the second one. So this is my second title. I can add a caption for my second title, and then I can add a link for my second title. I'll then copy my third one. I'll go back. So now you'll see there's your third one. This is block 3, your third icon, your third title, and then your third caption, and then your third link. Okay, then I'll go back. flexible integrations. I'll go back. So this is my fourth one. I'll just paste it over my fourth title. I'll leave it on this caption, and then I'll leave it on this link as well. Okay. Go back, and then my fifth one. There's my fifth one. I'll just paste it over there. I'll leave everything else, and then my final one there is, let's say, theme customization. Copy that. I'll just paste it there. I'll leave everything on its default, and then we're done. So let's click on save. I'll refresh here my page, and now you'll see our features and then the 6 that we've added. Okay, and the default text. So what do we want to change the look of this? Let's go back, block, to our features. So you'll see you can select from, you have 3 options here. If I select 2, I'll click on save then. And then I'll click on refresh. You'll see now it becomes little blocks here. It also looks nice, but without the icons. Okay, let's select the third option. Features, the third one there. Scroll down, and then click on save, changes. If I refresh now, you'll see it's now without the border, but when you hover over it, it becomes highlighted, and the other ones becomes dimmed out. Okay, this is also a nice feature. So maybe I'll leave it on it, and we also include the icons. We have the icons. I'll leave it on that. Okay, nice. Let's go back to our blocks. We've done the features. Now for latest. Let's go to latest. So for latest, it will be this year, latest projects, but we'll leave that for now. You'll see there's latest projects, and then it will show view courses, and you can add block images for the different courses. Okay, let's leave that for now. Okay, so for latest, let's leave that for now. Okay, so now available course teachers. Let's go to our teachers. So if we scroll down, you'll see there's teachers. So you can either enable or disable this block. So if I should disable this block will completely be removed here. Okay. Now this block is mainly where you have courses set up, and then you have teachers enrolled in those particular courses. It will then display here under teachers. Okay. So here we can specify if we want to enable this block. Then we can select a different block design. So you can play with that. Then you can change the block total. So show total number of courses and students. So it will show in the block, and then show the block description, and then also show the role of the particular teacher or manager or course creator, whatever the role is, and then the number of blocks there should be, as well as the header. So the header is basically this one here. Okay, and then you can change this to our staff, and we can change the caption as well. So if I save it now, you'll see it will, the teacher will change to our staff, and then so this is the caption that we've left. So if we have teachers in the course, it will show up here. Okay, so that's the teacher section or the teacher block. So now we can have the categories, as I've mentioned earlier. We can specify how many categories, if it should be enabled, the category design 1, 2, or 3, as well as if there's a background for the category, as well as the number of categories, and then the header of the category. So we're currently saying available categories, and then it's also saying list of registered categories. List of registered categories. So after we've set up the categories and the courses, I'll come back to this section here. Then we can specify testimonials. So if you have If you want to showcase testimonials like I have here on my site, so let's just go, there's the testimonials. So I can copy this, so I have 5 listed here. So I can copy this and go in here and paste it, and also add images to that particular testimonials. So let's look at this. So let's say I leave everything on its default. I'll add an image here. So let's just add one image. The image name we can specify. So let's say that's testimonial 1. Job title. So let's say it's CBO, and then block caption. Let's just type in your test, and then leave the link there. And then there's the second one. I'll just grab image here. I'll just specify here test 2. Job is also CEO, and then test 2, and then we'll do 3. Okay, there's the image. We'll just go with test 3. It's also CEO, and then let's go with test 3. Okay, I'll leave it on 3 since we've specified it here. It should only be 3. If you want more, you can specify more. Okay, if you want a different design, we'll play now with the designs. If I save this now, go back and refresh this. So if I scroll down to testimonials, you'll see there's my testimonials. There's the CEO. If I go to the second one, the third one. So if I add more text and so forth, this section will increase, okay, in size. Let's change how it looks. So it's currently on design 1. Let's select design 2 and save it, and we'll see how that looks. I'll refresh it. So it's basically the same, but just the text is above the image there. Okay, so yeah. Okay, let's go to blocks again this time. So we've done testimonials. Now we can do blog posts. So remember, you need to have blog posts on your website or on your Moodle site to actually activate this, so it will draw from the blog post of your Moodle site. So if I go to my profile, okay, I need to first enable blog posts. So how do we do that? We'll go to site administration, then go to advanced features, and make sure that enable blocks, this is enabled. Okay, so once it's enabled, you go to your profile, and then under miscellaneous, you can click on block entries, and then you can start adding entries. So let's add an entry. So I'll go to my blog posts here on my website. I'll just grab anyone here. So let's just grab this one there. So I'll copy the title. I'll just copy that, and I'll click on add a new entry. I'll paste my title in there, and I'll just grab the text as well. Okay, so I'll grab it here. So I'll grab it there, I'll copy that, I'll go back and I'll paste it in here. Okay, so there's my first block title. I can add an image here or an attachment, and then anyone on the site can publish to it, and then click on save. Okay, so there's my blog post. If I go back to my home page now, if I scroll down, you'll see that the site administrator has added a blog post, and the blog post will end up here. Okay, so let's add an image so that the image shows up here. Okay, so I'll just grab that image here. So let's just save this image. I'll save it to my downloads folder. I'll save it there, and I'll just go back. So if you want to edit this, you'll see it says here you can edit it just next to delete. So you can either edit it, delete it, or use the permalink to share it. Okay, so let's click on edit. Now I want to add the image. So I'll choose that from my downloads folder. So there we go. I'll add it. Okay, and I'll save it. Okay, so now it becomes my image. So there's my featured image. Okay, and then the date that it's added, and then the title there. Now you can add more blocks. So let's go to site administration, appearance, and then themes. Let's click the gear icon, block. So now you know how the blog posts work. Okay, you can change the appearance here. You can enable it. You can select the design, and we'll play with the designs now, and then also the count. But you can also change the title here. So let's just blog posts, and then welcome to, let's specify here even portals. Okay, I'll save it. So let's go back. It's currently on design 1. So let's look at design 2. Design 2, I'll save it, and I'll just refresh it. Okay, so design 2, there's my image, and then this kind of looks better. Okay, so I'll leave it on this. So the more posts you add, becomes visible here. So let's add another one. I'll just go back to my posts. Let's go to this one here. There's my title. I'll grab my title. I'll just go to blog, then test blog posts. Okay, so there's that. So I'll just go to my profile, go to blog entries. I'll add a new entry. There's my title, and then I'll just grab my text. So there's my text. Copy that. I'll go back and I'll just paste it in here. And then for my image, I'll just grab that image there. I'll just save that, and I'll add the image here. Okay, so it's that one. I'll upload it, and then I'll save it. Okay, there we go. Let's look at it now. Let's refresh it again. Okay, so we've indicated, so let's go back. So there's the first one, and then the second one. Okay, so let's change the appearance. I'll close this, go to site administration. Let's just go to server, and then just development purge caches. So let's just purge the caches, and then refresh again here. And wait, okay, there's my, so it shows in horizontal, it shows horizontally. Okay, that's alright. Okay, let's go to appearance again, and then go to themes, and then go to our theme. So under blog, we now have, we've done the blog post, and now the HTML block. We'll skip the HTML block since it, you can use this block to, let's just click on it. You can use this block to add some HTML on your page. Okay, but more on that later. Okay, so let's close that. And then your brands, which is basically your partners or your sponsors, where you can add some, you can either enable this block or disable it. You can select a different design. You can specify the header. So it's currently showing this is our partners, and then the captions here, and then these are our partners, okay, on our website, or that we've worked with before. Okay, and we can add some images here. So if I should add some images, let's add some images. I'll drag my images here. There's my first one, there's my second one, third one, there's a fourth one, there's a fifth one, there's number 6. Okay, number 6. So you can add the caption that you want to add, then the images, and then the links to that particular images. If I should save it now and refresh my page, you'll see that all the images that I've added becomes visible here. So this will be your partners, also it's your partners icons or logos that you will add here in some caption. Okay. Let's go back, block. Now we've skipped working with us, so it's this one here. So we can open this. You'll see we can either enable it, so it's this one here, working with us. So there's a nice image there, and then there's a heading, caption, and then there's a button. Okay, so we can specify the design. So if I choose to block design, if I save it now, let's just refresh it. Okay, so now you'll see that there's the bar there, and then the image becomes more prominent there. Okay, and then the heading, caption, and the text. So that's number 2. Okay, so working with us. Okay, so we specify 2. We can also change the background there. So if I should give it a red background or pink background, and I save it now, you'll see this background becomes the color that I've chosen. Not. Let's just check. Just refresh it again. Did I save it? Okay. So let's just go back and see. Working with us. So we changed it to that color, but it didn't change. Okay. So let's select the first one and see what happens. Okay, so there it changed. Okay, so now it's that color. Oh, it's a bit bright on the eyes. Okay, so let's just remove that color. It's all working with us. I'll just remove that. I'll leave it on 1. I can add an image here. So let's say I drag an image across. I can add it there. And then I'll leave it on working with us, and I can add a caption here. I can add the button name there and also the link to the button. Click on save, go back, and then I've just added this image there. Okay, but you can add an image of your liking there. Okay, so let's go to blocks, working with us. I'll just remove that image for now. Yes, I'll save it so that we stick to the with the original image there. Okay, nice. So our next step will be to modify our footer. So this part here. So you'll see there's a site name, there's some text here, then company information, and then some help, but we will change this now. And then below the footer, there's a section for our social media icons, as well as our copyright feature. Okay, so let's change that. So we'll go to our site administration again if we're not there yet. Then we go to appearance and then go to themes. Our current theme is our Almondb theme. We'll click on the gear icon and then we'll go to block. When we're here, we scroll down to where it says footer. Okay, we'll click on that. We'll first make sure that we enable our footer. If we should disable this, scroll down and click save. Then if we refresh here, you'll see that we don't have any footer here. Okay, so to enable this, you'll have to go to footer and make sure that this box is checked. Okay, now we can specify a footer color. Currently it's, let's just refresh here again. I'll just quickly save it and refresh. So our footer is back. It's currently black. If we want to change it to our theme color, okay, so if you want to change it to that color, we can change it. So we can either choose a color here. So if we should select, let's say blue, there's our hex code, and then save it, refresh here, you'll see it changes to that blue that I've selected. If you're unsure what you've selected as your brand color, just go to front page and make sure that you copy the hex code here. Then go back to blocks and then go to footer and then paste your hex code there and then save it. So now if you refresh it, you'll see that this color is the same as the color here. Okay, so this is my brand color. You can select your own brand color and add it. Okay, let's go back to block and then to footer, and then we're done here. Now we can select the block for our logo. So we can either specify a logo or small logo. Now that you should first upload a logo. So let's do that. Okay. If you want to upload a logo, let's click on appearance again. And then under appearance, you'll see there the first menu item is logos. Currently, I don't have any logos here. So I'll just upload a logo. Choose a file. I'll just go to my downloads and there's my logo. I'll upload it. So there you'll see it's uploaded. I'll then upload the same one for my compact logo, and then for my favicon, if you don't have one, you can just go to favicon generator. It's basically free, so you can choose anyone here. Let's go with the first one there. So all you need to do is upload your PNG or your JPEG here. So it's usually a PNG. So I'll just upload it here. Okay. So I'll go to my downloads folder and just upload my logo. So I'll upload my logo there and then I'll download my favicon. So there you'll see it's done downloading. I'll just uncompress. So you'll see there it's compressed now. I'll just uncompress it. So I use WinRAR. So I'll just extract it. And then I can close this. And then I can close this. So you'll see that it accepts all these file types. Okay. So I'll just upload mine. So it's usually 16 by 16 pixels. There we go. And you'll see once you've uploaded your favicon, it will appear here next to your site's name. Okay, so it's usually a better option just to use the icon. So they're like this, the icon of my site, and not the text as well. Okay, then it kind of squashes it. Okay. Okay, so once I'm done there, I can click on save, and now I have my logo there. Okay. So I'll go back to site appearance and then themes and then on the gear icon and then go to block. Once here I can click on footer and then scroll down and now I can select my logo. So what this means is that here next to my site name will my logo will appear. So let's just test that. So I'll click on save and then I can refresh this. And now you'll see that your logo appears here, okay, which is nice. Now let's modify this text here, okay. So if we go to block again, then do a footer, and then the block that appears just underneath your logo is this text here. You'll see it's a long established fact. It's a long established fact, okay. So we need to change that, okay. So I'll grab some text. Okay, I'll just grab some text here and I'll add it here. Okay, so you can type whatever you want there. Just unlock your full potential. Okay, let's go with innovative core potential with innovative courses. Join us and so forth. Okay, so that's fine for me. I'll just go down and then save. And just refresh this. You'll see there my text appears. Maybe it's too much. So let's remove some. Just go back. And then remove maybe from here. Okay, that's fine. Let's save it and then go back, refresh. Okay, more like it. Okay, so now we're on the next block. Okay, so if you go to blocks again, let's just look at the logic here. So here it says, there it says company, and then it says about us, and then it provides me with these links, and then it says help. You'll see help is last. Okay, so this will be my last column. Then I have company again, which states address. So let's go back. There's company, address. So this will be my first block. Okay, so usually what I do is I put my contact details here. So let's put our contact details, and you can play with this. So this is my contact information, and here I'll put maybe my number. So let's say this is +27 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. That's my telephone number or my contact details. I'll just copy that and paste it, just another line. And here I'll add let's add our email address. Okay, or we can add our landline 021 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, that's it. Let's save it, and I'll refresh this, and now you'll see under my contact details or contact info, there's my landline, and there's my cell, and there's my landline. And you can add more information here, contact information. If you have a fax number, if you have your website address, you can add it here. You can go with that. Okay, so let's click on block again. Let's go to footer, and then so we're done with this. Okay, but you can add as many as you like. So now remember, help is our last block there. So in our last block, I want to add like support here, support us. Okay, and then I'll have a link to my support us page. Okay, so on my website, there's our services, contact us. I'll just grab the link here, copy it, and I'll just go there and I'll paste the link there. Okay, so that I'll contact us, and then our story, I'll just add about us there, and then I'll grab my about us page link, copy that, and I'll add it here. Okay, and then terms and conditions, privacy and policy statement, sitemap. If you want to remove something, you just highlight it and remove it. So I also don't need a privacy policy because it's already stated on my site, but maybe we can include it. So I'll just grab that link as well, okay, for my privacy policy. Okay, so that's that. I'll leave that. Then the help is done, and then I can go to my first one, which is my company. I'll call this about us. Okay, and then here I'll have my services. So this will be my services, and then I'll grab my services, our services. So I'll just grab that link, go back, and then just paste it where it says our services. I'll just paste it there, and then underneath my services I have Moodle solutions. So I'll just grab that. So I'll just specify here Moodle solutions, and then I'll paste my link in there. Okay, and then underneath my services I can have WordPress solutions. So I'll just copy that. I'll grab that. So that will be here. That will be my WordPress solutions. Okay, and I'll just add my URL there. And then I'll just remove this, but you can add more. Now if we scroll down, you'll see that we also have our social media links. So here you'll see there's our Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. Okay, so from my website I'll just grab those social media icons, or if you don't have social media links, you don't have to include this, but if you have, you can add it where you see the hashtag. Okay, so my YouTube channel, so if I go to my YouTube channel, I can grab that and I'll add it to my YouTube there, link. If I have an Instagram account, I can add it here. If I have a LinkedIn account, I add it here. If I have a Pinterest account, I add the link here. If I had a Twitter account, I add my link there. If I have a Facebook account, I add my link there. That's it. If you don't have any, let's say you don't have a Pinterest account, you'll just remove it and leave everything else as is. Okay. Now we scroll down and then we can modify the copyright. So let's change this to 2025 and we change the link here to https elearningportal.co.za, and then we state here that this is e-learning portal. That's it for that. If you want to enable a front page button, you can enable this, but for now let's leave it. Let's save this. Let's go back to our site, refresh it, and now you'll see there's our contact info, there's our about us, and there's our help. You can even remove that privacy policy statement, and there's our social media links. Okay, and there's copyright 2045, designed by eLearning Portal. Okay, so now we're done with our front page, but I think we've left out one. So we've left out the information pages. So now before we move on to this, we need to install a plugin. So let's go to Moodle. So just type in Moodle in your web browser. You'll see moodle.org. Let's click on that. And then go to plugins. And then make sure that you select the themes option. Okay, scroll down to where you see the Almond theme and click on that. And then scroll down to where you see, let's just scroll down. You'll see we'll be adding info pages. So it's this one here. So it's the extra pages, info pages. So let's go back. You'll see there's a creating different pages for your needs is very easy with Almond. So download this plugin from GitHub. So let's just go to the plugins page. Okay, so here's the plugin. I'll just download the code. So next to in the drop down list of code, I'll just download the zip file. Okay, and it will download to my downloads folder. Then I'll go back to Moodle, and then I'll go back to site administration, plugins, and then install plugins, and then I'll go and fetch that file from my downloads folder. So let's just go to downloads, and then we'll see there's my Moodle local Almond page main. I'll just open that and then upload that file and then install the zip file. Now you'll see that it asks you what's the plugin type. So this means that we have to unzip that a particular folder that we've downloaded. So let's go to our downloads folder. You'll see there's my zipped file. I'll just go and extract it with WinRAR. So I'll open it and then just extract it to my downloads folder, and I'll close this. Okay, so when you double click in this, you'll see that within the Moodle local Almond page main, there are two plugins. So click on the one that says Almond page and then compress this file. So compress it as a zip file. So you can use either WinZip or you can use WinRAR like I do. And click on OK. You'll see that it compresses it, and then you can do the same with the demo. So you just zip it. Zip file, okay. Okay, so now we have two. Let's close this. Choose file again, choose file, and then we select the first one. So it's in the Moodle local folder. So there's the first one, Almond page. I'll open that and then upload that, and then I'll just install the plugin. So let's just choose here, activity. It should go in our local. So let's find local. So there's local. Okay, I'll just go and install the plugin, continue. It's going to check my environment. If it meets my minimum requirements, I'll just upgrade Moodle database and then continue. So that's it. Okay, so now that we've installed the plugin, let's go to site administration again, appearance, and then go to our theme, go to our gear icon, and then go to info pages. Okay, so once you click on info pages, you'll see that under advanced, we need to enable how many pages we want. We need to enable this feature for info pages, and then we can select how many pages we want to activate. We'll select 1 for now, and then you'll see it ends up here. If you select 3 pages and save it, and go back to your info pages, you'll see that you end up with 3 pages now. Okay, if you only select 1, you'll end up with 1 page. So for now, for this exercise, we'll only do the 1 page. Okay, so let's go back to our info pages, and then there's my 1 page. Okay, so in here, I'll leave everything on its default there. When I click on page 1, so this will be my page 1, and immediately you'll see that the link is your site, and then local, and then Almondb pages. If you should go to the local Almondb pages now, let's open it. Under plugins and then local, you'll see there's my local plugins. I can click on manage local plugins, and you'll see there's my info pages that I've installed. Okay, so let's go back. Now I can create a page title, so let's call this about us. Okay, I can provide a caption here, so this is my about us page. So if you have a separate CSS file, you can add the link here. If you have a page image folder, you can add the link here where the image page is, and then you can add separate CSS code here as well. If you want to include a page navbar, that's the top bar there, and the page header as well as the page footer, which is this here below, we can select that, but for default it's not selected. So let's click on save. Okay, so that's saved. Let's go back to our page info, and then under our page you'll see that we have the link here. Okay, so we can copy this, we can open a new tab, and then in our tab we'll type in our website training. Okay, okay, so there's my web page, and I'll just paste that local. I'll just paste it from local there, A1, and press enter, and you'll see there's my page, my additional page, and it's my about us page. Okay, so this is my about us page. There you'll see there's my navbar, and there you'll see there's my footer. So now let's add some information to our page. So let's go back. So this is our page. So this is what we've added. Okay, so let's increase the size. So maybe make it H3, that it's bigger. This is the TinyMCE editor. Okay, so I'll just save this, and then I'll go back to my site administration, and then I'll go to my plugins, and then I'll scroll down to where I see my text editor. Okay, so there you see your text editor, and then I'll click on manage editors. So I don't want to use TinyMCE editor, I want to use my Atto HTML editor. Okay, so I'll disable this, and it moves to the bottom, and you'll see that it's now disabled, and now my Atto editor becomes my default editor. So let's go back to site administration, appearance, and then go to themes, gear icon, and then my info pages, and then my page 1. Okay, so now we have our Atto editor. Okay, so here we have our heading, and just underneath our heading we want to add an image. So let's go to our home page, and I like this image here. So I'll just right click on this image, and then I'll copy the image address. Now, if you have your images in a folder on your server, you can easily copy those addresses of your images, okay? So I'll just copy this one here, or if you want to use this image here or the banner image here, you'll just right click and then copy the image address, okay? It's as easy as that because it's on your website. So I'll just right click and I'll just copy the image address. I'll go back and then in here I'll select my image and then I'll paste my URL in there. I'll provide alt text for accessibility. So this is my About Us page, image, okay. I can resize it, so I can specify here, but just make sure that this one is selected, auto size. Then if you change this, let's make it 500. If you click away, you'll see it adjusts the height automatically. You'll see there, okay. So let's make it 450 again, okay. You can specify how you want to align it, to the top, to the middle, to the bottom, to the left. I'll leave it on its default. And then I'll click on save. So the image will be added there. And now I can click on save. So once I click on save, if I refresh this page now, you'll see that the image appears. Okay. So there's my heading and there's my image. So now I can customize this page further with text, with any elements I want to add. Now, if you want to add more pages, you'll need to go to Advanced Page Settings and then select 2, 3, 4, 5, whichever number you choose. You can choose up to 10 pages. But please make sure that you know the URL, so this will change. Okay, so all you need to do is copy this and add it to your web address. So the first section will be your web address, and then the last section will be the local page, okay, which you add. So in my case, it will be local Almondb page, and then my page ID, which is A1. Okay, and from there you can go to your dashboard. You can even add a link there to the About Us page. Let me show you how this is done. So once you're here, so we can go to Appearance again. You can go to Themes, and then you can go to your gear icon. Once you're here, you go to Front Page, and then scroll down to where you see Front Page Nav Link. Okay, so now we can add our About Us page. So let's say this is my About Us. Okay, and then just a pipe, and then grab that URL, copy, go back, and then paste it there, and then we save it. Okay, so now you'll see that if we go click on Home, you'll see there's our About Us link. If we click on About Us, it will take us to our About Us page. Okay, so that's an easy way to add extra pages to your Moodle site. And you can add the links in here. Okay, so now that we've done with all of these, I think there's one more section that we need to change, and that is why choose us. Okay, so let's change this. So let's go back. If you're not on Site Administration, Appearance, and Themes, and then select the gear icon. If you're not here, just go back and then click on Block. And then we'll be going to Why We. Okay, so let's open that block there. Firstly, if you want to disable this block, just uncheck this box here and save it, and it will disable this block. But if you want to use this block, just make sure that it's enabled. Okay, then there's only one design for this block. So let's look at this block on the home page. You'll see that there we have an image of a person that's excited about something. We can replace the image, and then we have 1, 2, 3 headers and then captions. Okay, so we can change that. So the block image, so it's this image here. So let's replace this. I'll go back to my website. I'll just go back to my services, my support services, and I'll grab this image here. So I'll just right click and then save this image. I'll save it to my downloads folder, and then I'll just go and grab it. Let's click on choose file, and then let's just grab it there and open it and then upload it. and then there's my image, and then we can specify, we can change the header. Remember, it's this header here. So I want to change it to why work with us. Okay, like that. And then I can change the, remember this is the icons, which is basically the icons here. 1, 2, 3. So I'll leave it on its default. But if you want to change it, you'll just click on the drop down list and choose another one. Then this is my first heading. So it's my first heading there. Why choose as one? So what I'll do is I'll just grab here from my services. So the first one is Moodle support services. Okay, consulting. I'll then grab my second one, which is Moodle training. Control C. I'll just paste it to my second one there. And then my third one will be my Moodle support. Okay, I'll copy that and I'll just paste it to the third one there. Okay, so my image I have there, my text I have there. So there's my first title, and then I can add a caption. So I can grab captions here. So this is my first caption. So I'll copy that and I'll paste it where it says my first, in the block where it says my first caption, and then I'll add a URL. Okay, so I'll specify a URL. So I'll just grab this URL here and I'll paste it in there. Paste it there. Then for my second one, and this is my second one there. So I choose us. So I have my Moodle training. So I'll just go to my website and I'll copy this here and I'll paste it, the caption there. I'll leave the icon, so I'll leave it, and then I'll just paste my URL again, and you can copy and paste any URL you want to add there. Okay, and then for my third one I have Moodle support, so I'll just go to my website and there's Moodle support. So I'll just copy that text and I'll just paste it here, and this becomes my caption. And I'll just grab the URL again, copy, and I'll paste it there. So I'll paste it. So what we've added was the image as well as the text. So let's save this. And once it's saved, we can go back and refresh. So there's my image that I've replaced. There's my little headers and then my captions. And then these are my icons that I've left. So when I click on this, it will take me to this particular page. In our next video, I'll show you how to add the available courses. So we'll create courses and then you'll see what happens to this section here. First, let's go to Site Administration and then click on Courses. Now click on Manage Courses and Categories and you will be presented with this screen. On your left are your categories and on your right are your courses. So whenever you create a category, within that particular category you can create courses. So what we're going to do now is we'll set up 7 categories, and within each of the categories, the 7 categories, we'll set up courses. The objective here is to create this section here, available categories, and also the available courses section. Okay, so it's these 2 sections. Okay, so let's go back. To create a category in Moodle, you can either create a new category or modify the existing category. Since this is category 1 and there are no current courses in category 1, I'll show you how to modify this category. Okay, so in the dots here or the ellipsis icon here, click on it and then click on Edit. This will open the properties of the category or the category settings. From the top, this will be a parent category, so it will be top. If you don't want it to be top, you can select or remove that and choose another category if there's a category currently, but there's no category. So we'll choose top. We'll then specify a name for that particular category, and my first category will be my course planning and design. Now I can also add a category ID, but I'll leave that blank for now, and then I can add a category description. I'll leave this blank for now as well. I'll click on Save Changes, and my first category is created. I'll now create my second category, so I'll click on Create Category. Now remember, in your parent category, we don't want this existing in our course planning and design. We want this as well as a top category. Okay, so we need to remove that and select our top category. Then we can specify a name. So I'll just add a name here, Content Development and Delivery. I'll leave everything on its default and I'll click on Create Category. So there's my two categories. I'll create a third category. Now remember, let's remove this and select top from the drop-down list and create our third category. So our third category is all about assessment and feedback, and then we can click on Create Category. Let's create our fourth category. I'll remove that, I'll select top, and then our fourth category is all about technical considerations. I'll click on Create Category. Let's create a new category, remove that, select top, and then this is all about learner support and communication, so I'll create that category. And then our sixth category will be, let's click on Create, remove that, let's select top, create. This is all about compliance and policies. And then our last category is all about, let's remove that, select the top, and now we can paste it. It's all about compliance and professional development. So let's create. So now I have my 7 categories here. If I want to move categories up and down, I'll use the arrow for down and I'll use the left arrow for up. Okay, so I can shift between these. If I want to hide certain categories, I'll click on the eye icon and it will be hidden. If you uncheck the eye icon, it will show. In the drop-down list here, you can also create subcategories within this particular category. You can also delete the category. You can change the permissions of the category. You can create cohorts for this particular category. You can also filter the category, restore a course in that category, and then access the content bank for that category. So let's say you want to create a subcategory. All you need to do is click on the ellipsis and then click on Create a new subcategory. Immediately you will see that the parent category becomes the course planning and design. You can then specify a name of the subcategory. So let's call this testing subcategory. And let's click on Save or Create Category. And immediately you'll see that it becomes indented and it will be part of this course planning and design main category. If you should collapse this, you'll see a plus sign next to the main category. So this is the parent category. And if you expand it, you can see the subcategory. So if you want to remove the subcategory or move it to a different parent category, all you need to do is select it, scroll down, and here where it says move selected category to, you can then select a particular category, let's say technical considerations, and then click on move. So now you've moved it from course planning and design, and you'll see it becomes part of or subcategory of technical consideration. If you want to completely remove it, select it, click on the ellipsis, and then click on delete. It asks you if you are sure that you want to delete this. Yes, I'm sure. Click on continue, and now my subcategory is removed. In our next video, I'll show you how to create courses within each of these categories.